And I didn't know him, so I was writing the young sub, and Rommel looks like a local, no? So I didn't know who he was. So he said, are you Grégoire de Calvain-Maten? So I was busy, I said, yes, And then he said, I'm Rommel Varma. And I didn't know the name, no? So I said, yes, so what, And then he said, I'm the son-in-law of Shri Mataji. Then, it's like if someone had picked me in my bottom, I jumped on my feet and said, what? And he told me, yes, and she's actually in the taxi waiting for you. So, I complete surprise. I hadn't a clue. I thought she was in England. So I rushed out of my office like a man. And mother was in the taxi where you had all the drivers, waiting. So I opened the back door of the taxi, and then I kneel on the ground, and I put my head on her feet. You can see all the drivers around, and you have this young sub, this white man who put his head there. I was not supposed to do that. So my boss, who is much too clever to show in any way his displeasure too directly, took to dislike me. And when I left, I asked him a letter of recommendation when I left. And his letter of recommendation is a monument I'm quite proud of. All of you who are in human resource, who have dealt with human resource, you will understand. After 4 years as a collaborator in UNDP, Mr. de Calvain-Maten was well on his way of becoming a satisfactory staff member. In my letter of recommendation, normally if you say satisfactory, you kill the guy, You need to say excellent, good. So I look at it and I see the bastard, I still, But I had other connections, with the Avahan power. So I did end up, being, an executive secretary of a kind. So that's the funny story. But in the same way that I was well on my way of becoming we are all well on our way of becoming satisfactory yogis. You see? Let's understand that, and then we'll feel more comfortable. And if we understand that, we are less adamant and less definite in our opinion. Because also in this country, if this country is the melting pot, respect the other, respect the views of others. You will never win by excluding the other. Okay, question? Any question? On the book, on anything?
Yes, no one has a question on the book. You asked me to address this.
Sorry?
You asked me to ask this during the question and answer period.
No, I did not ask you. You asked me a question.
No, the birthday puja, we started talking, but we didn't finish.
Yeah, I said you can ask me on. I said you can. I didn't ask you to ask. I said I'm a lawyer, baby. I didn't ask you to ask. I said if you want to ask, you can ask.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. So
it was about if you can elaborate a little bit about Sahaja meditation, Sahaja yoga.
Yeah, well, you see, this is why I qualify I'm a lawyer, because I'm walking with crutches, and she's putting a banana peel on my ground, and I want at least her to take the responsibility for that. My dear Anna, my sister from Queens in those days. You're still in Queens?
Yes.
I'm in the Bronx now.
You're in the Bronx?
So I'm going back to Queens soon.
Okay. Listen, Sahaja Yoga, Sahaja Meditation, I have friends, real friends, people I love, respect, on both sides of this amazing fence. So I wrote to some of them. And what I said, basically, is this. And I don't think that Anna is irrelevant, because if there are no other questions on the book, he'll be happy enough if you buy it. So
I'm happy if you don't buy it.
He's happy. He's Zen, and he's even better than Zen. He's Sahaj, so you do what you want. But I'm trying to do my marketing. So, meditation and yoga. It is 10 minutes, but I'll take 5 minutes on the others. You see, if you look only from an American point of view, you will not get the hang of it. What you have to understand is that I will take it from above, so you can get the full picture. from someone who claimed, I'm a limited instrument, I don't claim I give you the truth, I give you my understanding. But when you have the power who moves the spheres, who moves in a wheelchair, this is a good image of Mahamaya. All right? So Shri Mataji, she always told her that in the last part of her life she would go in sannyasa. And I thought she would go in some place remote in Maharashtra and we would not see her. But no. The sannyasa that she chose to be in was a tapasya of incredible magnitude, which still now, if I steal the proximity of Shri Mataji, I become a fountain. I still cry. Because what she went through during the last years of her life was complete tapasya. Just not even moving for her. But she did it. Why? Because she said, if I create Vishvanirmala Dharma, I don't want loopholes in it. And she created it here in America. So she also, we had discussion on this. She said, when I will, she said, all the incarnation were betrayed. What will you do with me? And I was sitting there, we want to do good. All of us, we want to do good. But what's happening now is a big mess. So because of all this, my understanding is fairly safe that nothing which is happening now is out of the plan, because what I understand Shri Mataji is doing is that she instilled, or she allowed by that situation of removing, she allowed some toxicity to come in Sahaja so that we can work it out as an immune system. In same way that in homeopathy, you get a little bit of the poison in your system so you can throw the poison out. This is what she has done, because for me she's Adi Shakti. So for me, even though she was in a wheelchair in a very severe, health situation, even though that was a reality, and this is also why in those days I defended Mr. Srivastava when he was attacked for giving medicine to his wife, because it was so unfair to accuse the family of poisoning Shri Mataji, not knowing actually what the condition of Shri Mataji was. And they could not respond because it was medical secret. So we went through that long time back. Now, if all this is in the plan, now why? Because if you ask me, Sahaja meditation and Sahaja yoga, I don't have the solution, but all of you have it in America. And what is the solution? Actually, I have not read all your web stuff. I would go mad, because as I am, in a central committee, which sounds really like Soviet, but this is the way Mother named it. I get from all over the world everything which goes wrong. You see, so sometimes, I just take the liberty not to read all my mails. But, see, yoga means union. So, if you have a vase, okay, you have a vase. Now, what is a vase? Is it the shape or is it the glass? So, A says the vase is the shape, and B says the vase is the glass. And they start fighting. But actually, to make a vase, you need both the substance and the form. Sahaja yoga, it's the spontaneous union with the self. The literal traduction of Sahaja yoga is spontaneous union. Okay? So, it is the substance of spirituality, but meditation is the shape in which that substance reveals itself in our consciousness. So, there is no sense of seeing a problem between Sahaja yoga and Sahaja meditation. But there is a problem. And negating a problem which is there is not the way to solve it. What is the problem? It's not Sahaja yoga and Sahaja meditation. Actually, Sahaja meditation, for those who say that it is an illegitimate concept, I will say you are wrong. It's not an illegitimate concept. Shri Mataji, I am a director or the board member of CEL, Center for evolutionary learning, whose purpose is to give realization to business executives who otherwise would never come to a Sahaja program. Okay? So we had this discussion with Shri Mataji, and I told Shri Mataji, we explained how we were functioning. And actually we don't really show a picture. At the end, they receive the realization with the photo of the Sahaja of Shri Mataji, but you don't know it's the Sahaja of Shri Mataji. And so at the end I said, but Shri Mataji, we want them to recognize you. And she responded, let them recognize themselves. Okay? So, in my communication to your brothers, I said, listen, I gave a program in Rabat, in the Royal Library in Rabat, who is a very, official place, and my theme was the merits of spontaneous meditation in French. I didn't speak about Sahaja yoga because speak about yoga in a Muslim country, you don't get a lot of followers because of cultural. No? So, you see, Sahaja meditation as a concept is all right, but in Latin you say not quo sed quo modo. Not quo sed quo modo. I'm very happy to have an Italian son-in-law because the only one who understands this. And which means what counts is not the what, but the how. And your national council made mistakes. I know it made mistakes because it made mistakes elsewhere.